Hello everyone, welcome back. Yes, I know that I'm not in a focus because I made it on a purpose. Today's topic is all about this focus, how important it is, and how to set your cameras before you're shooting a video. There are certain parameters are there in our Sony cameras, either it's alpha or cinema lens cameras. So focus plays a vital role in a content creation, how you are communicating with your audience. Say for an example, right now I'm talking with you, I'm trying to communicate with you, but you can't able to connect with me, right? Because my expression, the way of communication, you can't able to get 100% because I'm in autofocus. Before starting a video, let me set my camera in a autofocus system so that you can easily connect with me. There you go. Yes, today's topic is all about how to set your Sony camera's autofocus system before you're shooting any videos. Let's get into the video without any delay. As we all know that our Sony cameras are very powerful in our autofocus system, as either it's a alpha camera or a cinema line camera. So there are certain things that you have to keep in mind before you start your shooting. There are certain parameters you have to set. If you do that, you can improve your quality and your work style. Number one, you want to switch on the autofocus in the body and the lens. Then only both can synchronize and work properly. In the body, you have a autofocus system. Just press your function button, then you can able to find the AFC. Make sure the camera select the AFC. If it is on MF, then it is a manual focus. So make sure that you set it on AFC. So after the body, please check your lenses that you can able to find here AF MF switch, that is the autofocus and manual focus switch. Make sure it is on AF switch, then only your autofocus will completely on. Number 3, AF transition speed. If you commonly ask to anyone, you want a fast autofocus or slow autofocus, most of the answer should be fast. But it depends on the situation and it depends on the application what you're going to shoot. Say for an example, if you want to create a dramatic or cinematic way of communication with an audience, you want to track the focus from one subject to another, like a slow transition focus, like a focus pulling kind of a feel. So whereas in autofocus it is not possible. Most of the people say the transition speed was very quick, so I can't create a dramatic kind of stuff. It's not like that. In our Sony cameras, this AF transition speed, there is a parameter you can set from 1 to 7. So if you are a sports, wildlife, or a run and gun shooters, quick action, something like that, you want to set your parameter to 7. So whenever you pan quickly or something like that, it will track the subject at very fast. If you are a short filmmaker or documentary filmmaker who wants to tell the story in a dramatic way, so where you want to transfer the focus from one point to another in a very slow and precisely, where you can communicate and connect the audience in a cinematic way, so you can set your focus speed at 1. So now most of the people will ask what is the recommended speed. I would say 4 or 5 is the lenient value where you can set your camera so that it is not so quick and not so slow, so it will be very precise. So better than that, what I can do is I will give you a practical example so that you can easily relate with your shooting style, so that you can set whatever you want. As we said that right now we are going to test our AF transition speed and how it's going to help in our shooting location. Right now I have using 7200 G master lens with FX3. So let's see in the menu that you can able to find the autofocus manual focus page. uh, okay, just a sec. Okay, in the menu you can able to find the autofocus manual focus page. In that go to the AFMF. In that AF transition speed, there is value from 1 to 7. You can able to see 1 to 7. So if you want your transition speed very quick, so set it on 7. Or you want to transfer the focus from one place to another, the very minimal speed, so you can able to set up to the level 1. First I am going to check with the level 7, so how fast my focus is going to work. Let's see. Now I am going to tap on the subject where I need to focus. You can see the difference how quick it was. So now I am going to touch on the foreground subject. Let's see how quick it is. So this is how the transition speed works at 7. Now let me change it to value 1. Now the same scenario, same like I'm going to tap on the subject on the background. You can directly you can see the transitions change, how it was been changing from one subject to another. Now on the foreground, I will always recommend everyone to use the transition speed at 4 or 5. Why? Because this is the moderate speed. It is not too quick or not too slow, so it will be helpful while shooting. And if you are it again, I'm repeating the same. If you are shooting the wildlife or some other very quick actions, I will recommend you to go higher speed. If you want to create dramatic or cinematic effect or anything that you want to transfer your focus from one place to another with a cinematic expression, so I will recommend you to go with the minimal focus transition speed. 4. Spot or a lock on focus. Another interesting factor on this particular feature is like if you are a tabletop shooter, like if you are doing a food photography or a food vlog or something like that on tabletops, or if you are making any interviews where you set your cameras and you're going to do that, or sometimes you want to put a camera on a gimbal or you're on the go, you're going somewhere, you want to tap on the subject or you want to lock on, these two options you have to make sure which is good for which situation, so that spot focus is like whenever you're shooting an interview or tabletop, that is good. But whenever you're going on a run and gun or some subject is walking towards the camera or walking away from the camera, lock on autofocus is really helpful to you. So make sure what kind of subject that you're going to shoot with and what kind of setup that you're going to make. Number 5, breathing compensation. One of the interesting and unique feature which is available in most of our Sony cameras. Especially for video content creators, this is more important. You have to be very careful with this lens breathing. Nowadays, most of the video content creators using a wide aperture lens like 1.4, 1.8 or 2.8 lenses. These lenses having a lens breathing. So in video, it is more visible as well. Without your knowledge, you are getting affected by this. So how to get rid of this and how to activate this? Let me demonstrate so that you can easily understand and you can implement in your content creation so you can improve your quality of a content as well. Let's get into the demonstration. Right now we have a 85mm 1.8 with FX3. Like I made this setup to make you understand how this breathing compensation works. As you see in the screen, like one subject is very in upfront and other two subject in the background. Like front subject is a minimal focus distance for 85mm and the background subject to create that bokeh effect. And how this breathing compensation was been very effective in these cameras. Let's start. The menu you can able to find this lens compensation page which is in the shooting page. Then get into it, you can able to find this breathing compensation on and off. I want you guys to concentrate on the edges of the frame. Say for an example, if I record now this particular subject, if I record now, if I tap on the subject, you can see the focus transition. Not just a focus transition, also at the same time there is some kind of entire frame is getting moved, like edges. If you focus on the edges, you can able to see that. Now you can see I am shifting the focus from foreground to the background, but there is some adjustment happen in the edges of the frame, like it is something happening. It is called the focus breathing, one of the issues most of the videographers facing while shooting the with a wide aperture. Now you see the same phenomenon, same thing, same whatever that I have done before. I have done the same now. I'm tapping on the background subject. Now the focus is shifting. Now if you concentrate on the edges of the frame, there is no any breathing is happening. The smooth transition is happening. For your better understanding, the left side image with breathing compensation, the right side image without breathing compensation. So you can easily find the difference and it really helps to achieve the good results in your content. So much for watching this video completely, and in upcoming days I'll post the videos in a regular intervals as I said before. And thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe and share. Thank you all.